Hi. Hi. Yeah.
All right, welcome everyone. We're going to go ahead and call this regular board meeting for Caledonia Community Schools for November 18th. If you could all rise for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I meant to say November 18th. If I said 19th, I apologize for that. So I don't see, I was looking for Jessica or Sean. No? Okay, well, we will, if you see our two newly elected board members, please congratulate them, as we will look forward to having them take their seat in January. So if you are here for public comment, welcome. If you're here just to listen, we're glad to have you. If you are here for public comment, we do ask that you fill out one of these cards. On there, we do ask for information so that if we need to follow up and contact you, this is a meeting of the Board of Education that's held in public, so we do not do a going back and forth between public comment at that point. So any follow-up would happen after the meeting. If you do have a card, please turn it in the back of the room. All right. Could we please have a roll call?
Brando,
Here.
Isich here, Morris.
Here.
Sadu.
Here.
White.
Here, thank you. Brittany did let us know that she would not be here this month, and Jennifer Nichols had something come up with her son that she needed to be at this evening. So thank you to both of them for following through and letting us know. We are going to move on to our recognition for National Merit Scholarship.
All right, well, we are always very excited to highlight outstanding achievement, and we certainly have that opportunity tonight with one of our high school students who is here to join us. Each year, there is a testing cycle having to do with the National Merit Scholarship. And that testing is rigorous, and when you score highly enough, you reach certain levels of recognition. And so Caledonia is very proud to have one of those individuals with us here this evening, and his name is Peter Parlberg, and Peter's a senior at the high school. So Peter, I remember doing this myself back in high school. It's a challenging test, and just really proud that you reached the level of commended student through the National Merit Competition. So thanks for all your hard work and making Caledonia proud. So we have a little certificate here for you. And Peter is also here with his parents, Adam and Julie, so congratulations to you as well. A lot of hard work went into it, so thank you. You want to say anything?
If you want to say,
You can say anything? Come
yeah,
on.
if you would like to say anything, you're welcome to, but I would ask that you stand at the podium, because if the speakers are not, if you can't hear yourself through the speakers, it's not being recorded for everybody else, so.
I just wanted to say thank you.
Congratulations, that's a huge accomplishment. So best of wishes to you as you finish up your senior year and you head off to college. Where are you headed?
Either Hope or Michigan.
Okay, all right. Are there sports in your future?
I might play football, yeah.
Okay, all right, we'll be looking for you. So congratulations to all of you, thank you. All right, we are going to move on to 5, which is our student representative, Erin.
Good evening, everyone. So student council highlights, we had a very successful Fright Night. Student council partners with the PTSO at the high school to put on this event for the community. We raised $3,600 in ticket sales for this event, which was all donated to the PTSO. We are currently having a Fall Fest at the high school. It is our first time doing this, and it is meant to engage the high schoolers and boost some of the giving spirit around this lull before the break. So we have decorated parts of the building, as well as created a thankful tree where students will get to write what they are thankful for on leaves, and it will be part of the decorations. They will be writing thank you letters to veterans, as well as decorating bags for Kids Food Basket all week during lunches. And we are also selling candy grams during lunches. We have started the process of organizing the giving tree at the high school. We will be adopting 14 families that will be supported by the high school staff and the students. Key Club. This year, they sent over 400 letters and cards to veterans that the students personally knew or delivered to the veterans at the Grand Rapids Veteran Home and the Grand Rapids Legion Post 2. And 356, including the Legion riders that rode in the parade. They were distributed during both Veterans Day, breakfast, and dinner, and they received wonderful responses back. That is all the updates. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Erin. All right, at this time, we are going to move to public comment. I have Katie.
Thank you. Good evening. I am here on behalf of the Caledonia Education Association, our local Caledonia Teachers Union. In the spirit of the Thanksgiving season, I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Marcy White and Jason Sadu for their service to our district and our students these past several years. While this isn't their last official month on the board, I'd like to take the time to thank you for the hours and hours of volunteered time that you gave to our community. I know all of the board members up here don't take their commitment lightly, and that serving in the public eye sometimes comes with its drawbacks, but it takes committed people working hard to make changes and to do so unpaid to better your community is a noble thing. So thank you. We'd also like to congratulate our two newest board members beginning in the new year, Sean Collins and Jessica Cohn. We look forward to the opportunity to connect and engage with them towards student learning and achievement. As for what our teachers have been up to lately, we have all survived the two biggest fall education hurdles: long nights at conferences and the sugar-filled craziness of Halloween parties. In all seriousness, our teachers report that conferences went great and they were very well attended, and as far as Halloween, our kiddos loved being able to come to school in their costumes, and the pictures of their giant smiles on the day of the parties speak for themselves. This month, our members were busy honoring Veterans Day around the district, from a Veterans Day program at Cal-El with over 60 veterans participating to a dedicated wall honoring veteran relatives of our first graders down the entire first grade hallway at Emmons Lake. Our staff has also shown strength and togetherness through trying times this fall, from banding together to donate sick days to staff members in need, providing meal trains for coworkers, to creating fun events to boost staff morale. Craft Meadows was a perfect example of this when two of our teachers organized a secret teacher dress-up week for the students. The students were very surprised and thought it was hilarious. Our staff continue to share their gifts with students as well, like our CEA president, Veronica Van Wagner, who recently did an all-school assembly talking about mindfulness and how mindfulness connects to the traits of those who are happy. We are looking forward to the Thanksgiving season with time to rest, to celebrate family and friends, and to demonstrate gratitude for the things that we all hold closest. On behalf of the CEA, we'd like to wish everyone in the Caledonia community a healthy and thankful holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you. We are going to now move to our consent agenda. We have the October 21st, 2024 meeting minutes, November 13th, 2024 committee of the whole minutes, October 2024 payables, November 2024 personnel report.
I move that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda as presented.
May I have a second?
Board.
Thank you. Are there any questions, corrections? Can I please have roll call?
Brandel,
Yes.
Isich, yes, Morris,
Yes.
Sadu,
Yes.
White.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. On to 8, superintendent report, student achievement. Were you going to?
Yeah, so first of all, Dr. Diaz is unable to be with us here tonight. She came down sick over the weekend, and so we will reschedule that student achievement report for next month. A few other items then on my portion of the report here. First of all, we continue to get ready and closer to rolling out the bus GPS feature that will be available for parents. That's been tested, and we are working out the last few things on that, particularly with communication and sign up for parents. So that should be coming in the very near future. Secondly, information went out to our parents and such about the pool and the Cal Community Center and the fact that we will not be opening yet here this fall, but that will be coming in early 2025 due to some unforeseen delays and wrap up of the last few items that we need to do there. So a little delay in the conclusion of that particular project. And then on Wednesday of this week, we will be doing our public bid opening for two more elements of the 2020 bond, and that would be for Cal-L and for the bus canopy. And those will be coming up a little later on in the agenda to be having a little further mention, but those will come up this Wednesday. And that's all for my report right now.
Hey, thank you. Any questions on those? All right, we're gonna move forward to our action items. We have A, former administration area remodel.
I move that the board contract with JKB Construction, Inc. for the remodeling of the former district administration offices at a cost of $345,000.
May I have a second?
I'll support that.
Thank you, Tim. Are there any further questions on this? Is there anything you'd like to add right now?
Nope.
Okay, any questions on that?
Thank you. Hopefully they're easy. When would we plan on beginning this work and when would it be completed?
January, January, and they showed 3.5 months on their work schedule. JKB is one of the prime contractors. I think they have multiple work areas at the stadium, so they'll be able to work, on site in tandem, moving crews back and forth.
And what will the interruption to activities in the building?
None. There's a private entrance to that area. It is isolated. It is locked off from the rest of the school. So we look to see possibly a little bit of noise, but we did that at Duncan Lake when we were remodeling the rest of the building, tore out the library in the middle of March and April. So that was pretty good. This should be very minimal at best.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? All right, could I please have roll call?
Sadoo,
Yes.
Brandau,
Yes.
Isich, yes, Morris,
Yes.
White.
Yes, motion carries. 9B, insulin litigation.
I move that the board approve the insulin litigation resolution.
We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, John. Any further questions on this? All right, can I please have roll call?
Isich, yes, Brandau,
Yes.
Morris.
Yes.
Sadoo,
Yes.
White.
Yes, motion carries. On to 9C is our annual summer tax resolution.
I move that the board approve the annual summer tax resolution.
Second.
Thank you, John. Are there any questions on this? No. All right, roll call please.
Morris.
Yes.
Brandau,
Yes.
Sadoo,
Yes.
Isich, yes, White.
Yes, motion carries. On to 9D, Neola policy revisions.
Get a drink real quick and it's gonna be a minute.
All right, gotcha.
Okay, let's go. I move that the board conduct a first reading of the following board policies. 0151, organizational meeting. 1130, conflict of interest. 3110, conflict of interest. 3120.08, employment of personnel for co-extracurricular activities. 4110, conflict of interest. 5136, personal communication devices. 5340, student accidents. 5500, student conduct. 6110, grant funds, uniform grant guidance. 6111, internal controls. 6112, cash management of grants. 6114, cost principles, spending federal funds. 6325, procurement, federal grants and funds. 6550, travel payment and reimbursement. 7310, disposition of surplus property. 7440.03, small unmanned aircraft systems. 7450, property inventory. 7530.02, staff use of personal communication devices. 8321, criminal justice information security. 8760, deleting the student to accident insurance. 9111, deleting telephone communications.
May I have a second?
Support it.
Thank you, Tim.
Like me to give a little bit of overview?
Please.
So, I'll run through a few brief comments on the different policy recommendations here being brought before you. First of all, on 0151, this is the bylaw that governs the organizational meeting of the board. And so the update here is to simply bring the what is in the bylaws into line with what the board typically has done. And so that would be the striking of choosing a temporary chair instead of using just straight out the ranking member returning from the board. 1130, 31104, 110 are all very similar in those policies. They have to do with conflict of interest, a lot of basic rewording, and there are some things that come down from updates to federal government regulations with regard to conflicts of interest, and among those being the amount to which a gift can be received. Policy 3120.08, that one has to do with a new requirement passed by the state legislature in the last year regarding CPR and AED training requirements for coaches. Then 5136 is another one where we're trying to update policy to match practice. This is policy regarding student telephone, personal communication devices, and so this one is attempting again to bring that up to match what has become our practice. 5340, this is another policy update due to the change in state law. This one has to do with the language regarding a cardiac response plan, including at athletic events, and so similar to the CPR AED one just mentioned a minute ago. Policy 5500 has some a bunch of revisions to it, and particularly trying to provide more context around the use of artificial intelligence tools by students. And this was something I know the board wrestled with a year and a half-ish ago. And so this update has been provided by Neola to provide some more clarity in these areas. The next several policies, again, all have to do with updates from federal requirements and regulations, having to do with, again, the governance of federal money being flowed through the district. So that's policy 6110, 11, 6112, 6114, 6325, 6550, and 7300. Also 7450 also follows that same thing. So that's all about the ways that we can utilize federal grant dollars to procure equipment, dispense with equipment, how we track that equipment when it's in our possession, how we track the funds going forward. 7440.03, this is an update, clarification really of the policy regarding the use of drones on school property, and it's really a clarification of the language there. 7530.02, this is an update recommended by our legal counsel. The policy 7530.01 has the exact same language. For some reason that paragraph was omitted in 7530.02, and that was discovered, so we are fixing that omission, including that paragraph that is missing. 8321, this is the policy that governs how we handle information when we are doing background checks, and this one frequently has been an update for the board, and this is the latest in those updates, which change, it seems like, every year with changes in how our state police and or the FBI want us to handle those background check information when we receive it. And then the last two, which are being recommended as deletions, these are both policies from before the year 2000, and times have kind of changed on these. So 8760 deals with student accident insurance. There was a time when this was done more in school districts, but that is no longer really the practice. And so we tried to wrestle with ways to update this, but it just seemed like it had become a superfluous policy, and therefore the recommendation to delete it. And the same goes for 9111. This was, when it was adopted originally, was when automated telephone answering systems were just coming online, and that was kind of a concern about we want people to hear real people. But that has become much more obviously widespread, that we are used to those things today, and so again, practice in the district has changed over the last few years, and so this policy could have been updated, but the update would have been kind of meaningless again, so again, it's a policy that really doesn't need to any longer be in the board's policy manual. So those are the recommendations before.
Any questions on those? Jason?
So this is probably more like a reminder than an actual question, but in the couple of days since Wednesday, did we get any clarification on whether or not on the property includes above the property?
Yeah, no,
as
we're
far as
still working
returns?
on getting the answer to that question, so haven't forgotten, but track down an answer on exactly the extent of where our policy or our property definitions lie with regard to that.
Additional questions, Tim?
Yeah, on 6550, it says travel costs may include transportation, lodging, subsistence, and related items incurred by the employee or on travel status on official business of the district. And related items seems a bit vague. Might I ask that we amend this to reflect the current employee expense policy, 3440, which says actual and necessary? I guess I'll pose it as a
34.
friendly motion.
I can look, can I look into that and we'll get some information for you before the next committee meeting on that one. Typically, these sorts of things are trying to, again, match the language that is in the Federal Register, so I'll have to investigate what prompted this wording and how that links to the federal regulations.
Yeah, I guess my biggest point is the and related items seems to be open to interpretation. Whereas you turn in an expense report and, I don't know.
Yep.
What wouldn't be an unrelated expense from my world might be related in this case, so just.
Yeah, okay, I'll try to get more information on what is meant by that. So 3440 was the other one you were cross-referencing that with?
Correct.
Any additional questions on these? Right, just so that if you're here, go ahead.
I do have one question, 8131, there's 8321.
Yes.
There are some pretty stiff acronyms, CHRI
Yep.
and CJISSECPOL. What is that?
So CHRI is the Criminal History Record Information. It's in the first paragraph. It has that one there. And then, that's long one has to do with criminal justice information security is the CJIS part of it. And then I can't do the rest of it for you, but that's what it has to do with, because that's the entire
If we can
content of it.
learn what that means, that would be appreciated.
Okay.
Anything additional? Alright, if you're here and you're wondering, the exception to what we have usually in our action items are policy revisions. Policy revisions do require us to vote on those twice. So this is something that this is the first time for us going through it as a vote, whereas our other action items are things that had come to us at a previous meeting, so those were already spoken about. Next month, we will then see our Neola policy revisions in final form, and then those will be voted on in December. So it doesn't exactly flow where our discussion items that come next will be the first time that we are, maybe not the first time, but they will be discussed at this meeting and not voted on here, so.
Just a quick Google search, it's Criminal Justice Information Services Security Policy. So SECPOL must be security policy.
There we go. Alrighty, can I please have roll call?
Brandau,
Yes.
Isich, yes, Morris,
Yes.
Sadoo,
Yes.
White.
Yes, motion carries, thank you. At this time, we're gonna move on to 10, which are discussion items. These items we will look to vote on at our December meeting. And Mr. Hess is making his way for his lengthy presentation here. We are gonna start with the bond from 2020 and we'll let you just work through those.
Okay, we have actually 3 of them this evening, all bond 2020 related. Caledonia Elementary remodeling. The 2020 bond did include a plan for additions and modifications to Caledonia Elementary School. Through the evaluation of enrollment and the data on the building, it was decided to turn that into more of a building-wide renovation plan. Plans were developed that complemented the 2021 renovations that we did in the first wing, the HVAC systems and technology. This project to include flooring, painting, lighting, ceiling work in the remainder of the building. This report is unfortunately incomplete because bids are opening on Thursday afternoon. So we will keep this as a live document. We will fill in each of the work categories as it goes and get some numbers in there. And bring this again at the next committee meeting as well as a updated motion for the second reading in December.
Any questions on that? All right,
I just clarified, it's Wednesday, the 20th is when those.
Yeah, I don't know what day of the week it is.
Okay.
Wednesday the 20th.
Wednesday, the.
Yep, we'll have those updated as soon as we have information from from Crispin Companies doing the bid opening that afternoon. Second one, if we can move on, is the transportation bus covering structure, also part of the 2020 bond. This is a design to protect our transportation fleet, covers about the first third of the bus, which is basically the important part, where we're gonna get snow, we're gonna get damage done that will render the bus inoperable in a lot of ways. And we can get the bus warmed up and out the door faster in winter and keep it safe and protected by keeping the front window covered. That's a great thing. It also gives us a chance to move our electrical connections for block heaters undercover, rather than have them out in the weather as well, which has been a constant challenge for the many years we've been parking them outside. Again, this package opens on Wednesday afternoon, and we will keep it live. We'll fill in all the blanks and we'll move it forward through the next committee meeting and the next board meeting. I will say with this one, we're hoping to do as many feet as possible with the budget we have. It will not cover everything, complete end to end of all the entire fleet, but we're gonna do as much as we possibly can. Hopefully, we'll do well in bidding.
any questions on that? Tim?
So it looks like this is going on the north end of the property or the transportation area?
The line of buses runs vaguely southeast to northeast. We're gonna start the construction on what would be this, could be basically the east end. To us, it's the east end, toward Broadmoor.
And what's there now?
Nothing.
It's just,
Concrete, pavement, and wood 6x6s coming out of the ground with electrical wires on them. Yeah, it's wide open.
thank you.
Any additional questions? All right, that'll be great to get that done, and hopefully bidding goes well. Move forward if you'd like.
Okay, the third one is a second furniture package for the Cal Community Center, also part of the 2020 bond construction. We came, I believe it was last month, we approved the first furniture package that was going toward the YMCA offices. This is a second furniture package. This will be going for the Cal Resource Center, for that offices and that area. There is a number on here that is the average of the current three different proposals we have in hand. Community Center is still working with the furniture company to finalize the plan that they want. There are a couple minor changes. It should be in this neighborhood, in this vicinity.
Questions? All right, we're good. Thank you so much, appreciate it. All right, at this point, we'll go to 10D, which is bond 2023 Series 2 issuance.
So this is just a heads up that next month, the board will be looking to vote on the authorization to issue the second and final series of our 2023 voter approved bond. So this will complete that bond that the voters approved back in May of 2023. So it's the second and final series.
Anything more for Sarah on that? Alright, and then on to 2014 bond refunding.
And that will also at the same time, we'll be looking to refund the remaining 2014 bonds that we have out there that are callable now, looking to combine those, so that also will be part of that authorizing resolution next month.
Alright, anything for Sarah on that one? Tim?
Do we have any idea what the savings to the taxpayers might look like at this point?
Not yet, we are analyzing that. Typically, we like to see anything 2% and above to make it like worthwhile. Since we have another bond issue that we are looking to do to combine that, we have some economies of scale. So currently, when they're analyzing this, we're looking at about 1.5% savings. So if that continues, I think we still will go forward because it makes sense, but we'll keep an eye on that and be able to get a better estimated number. It still will be estimated because it will have to wait till the time up, but yes, I'll have that estimated amount for you at next month's meeting.
Thank you.
Anything else? No? Alright, other items? No? Alright. Board comments, I did see Jessica sneak in. At the beginning of the meeting, I looked to say congratulations to both you and Sean, and you got in after we talked about it, so the community will look forward to welcoming you in January, so congratulations. Any other board comments? The Veteran Memorial is very incredible, so if you do have a chance to get in the high school and have time to play with that wall, they did an outstanding job, so it is a great thing to see if you haven't been over there to see it, so. Other than that, I just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second,
Support.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you everyone, have a great night.